man with no medical training who healed hundreds while asleep, and who, nearly 100 years ago, saw what might be happening in America today. Earthquakes destroyed cities, sunken coasts, a new spiritual order. Pure coincidence? Or are we living the prophecies of Edgar Cayce? Stay until the end, because what you're about to discover could change the way you see the future forever. Born in 1877, in Kentucky, with no medical training whatsoever, Edgar Cayce was able to diagnose illnesses while in a deep hypnotic sleep state. But that's not all. He also spoke of past lives, reincarnation, and events yet to come. His followers documented over 14,000 readings, many of them with precise details that only began to make sense years later. Cayce didn't consider himself a seer, but a spiritual channel. Yet his visions went beyond medicine. They spoke of the fate of entire nations, including the United States. One of his most unsettling prophecies speaks of drastic geological changes in North America. In a 1934 reading, Cayce said, "The changes will begin in the South Pacific and then reach the coasts of America. Most of Japan will sink beneath the sea, and the west coast of the United States will be severely altered. The Great Lakes will empty into the Gulf of Mexico, the Great Lakes draining southward, California partially submerged by the ocean." Over the years, many scientists have dismissed these claims, but recent increases in seismic activity in California and Yellowstone have led some to view these prophecies in a new light. In the last 2 decades, America has faced historic wildfires, unprecedented storms, and earthquakes in areas where they were previously unrecorded. In 2023, a U.S. Geological Survey report warned of growing risks along the San Andreas Fault. Coincidence or prophecy fulfilled? Moreover, Cayce predicted a magnetic pole shift and the awakening of dormant areas, such as the Yellowstone volcano. Curiously, recent studies indicate a weakening of Earth's magnetic field, precisely in areas Cayce pointed to. But the most disturbing part isn't the physical, it's the spiritual. According to Cayce, these geographical changes would go hand in hand with a spiritual awakening in humanity. In one of his readings, he said, "A new era will come where man will understand his divine nature, and America will be the starting point of that transformation." Today, more people than ever are abandoning traditional systems and seeking new forms of healing, spiritual connection, and purpose. Is this the era Cayce foresaw? Cayce also spoke of a lost continent, Atlantis. He claimed that parts of it would re-emerge near the Bahamas and that its technology would influence America's development. Unbelievable? Perhaps. But in 1968, divers found what appeared to be a stone causeway in Bimini, exactly where Cayce said Atlantean remnants would appear. And many believe that the spiritual wisdom Cayce channeled came precisely from that ancient civilization. Earthquakes, storms, magnetic shifts, spiritual searches, ancient technology. It all feels like a puzzle. But if we connect the pieces, could Edgar Cayce have been right? The question isn't whether the prophecies are coming true, but whether we're ready for what's coming. And you, do you believe we're living Cayce's visions? If you want to discover more about Edgar Cayce's revelations, his vision of the soul, health, and the future of the world, subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and join this community seeking the truth beyond the veil.